engaging celebrity interviews, exciting updates from Christian filmmakers, movie reviews so you can choose your movies wisely, and so much more here on Faiith On Film with Isaac Hernandez and Holly McClure.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Faiith On Film. I am your host, Isaac Hernandez, here with my co-host, Holly McClure. You know, Holly, last episode, you had a wonderful interview with the producer-director of I Can Only Imagine 2, which is coming out in theaters real soon, Andy Irwin. And today we're continuing that with two more people from the movie. Can you tell us who they are?
We sure are. And we are interviewing the people that were the actual people that the characters are based on. Timmoms, who has had his own music career, and Bart Millard, the lead singer from MercyMe. So Tim is played by Milo. Okay, we can't wait to see him. He loved being played by him. You guys, this is us. Y'all know that. And of course, then Bart. And so let's get to the interview with Tim. I love this interview because there's so many profound things he has to say, and he really has a cancer that he was told he would die years ago, and he's still alive. So it's very interesting to hear his story.
Fantastic. Well, I'll tell you what, let's take a look at the trailer to I Can Only Imagine 2, and then on to your interview with Tim.
You got your dream.
I Can Only Imagine by MercyMe, one of the most beloved songs of all time.
You inspired millions of people. I mean, what did you think was going to happen? You're just going to ride off into the sunset? No more struggles or pain? So how about you tell me what's really going on? All these years later, seems we find ourselves at the crossroads.
They say sometimes you win some,
The question is,
sometimes you lose some.
are we still headliner material?
You got another hit cooking?
I know you're able and I know you care.
This tour is your dream. It's our dream.
I'm Tim. I'm Bart's warm-up. This is my first tour, It's my first tour, too.
When did accountant Bart show up?
I don't know, man. About the time I invited my diabetic kid along with this writer's block-inducing make-or-break tour. Worried I might break him.
Or he just might fix you.
I just want to write something that helps people.
Through the pain we all go through, you will never understand what I'm going through.
Gratitude, grief, finding a way to hold them both. God is in fire.
I mean, it's beautiful.
This song needs you.
Sometimes your dreams can rise from the ashes.
And I am pleased and proud to welcome Tim Timmoms to Faiith On Film. Welcome, Tim.
Thank you. Thanks. I'm honored to be on here.
Okay, I know that you're in the midst of lots of interviews and talking about this, and what an exciting time in your life, We just saw the trailer, so we know a little bit about what it's about, but for people who aren't sure, this is really talking about how we know what happened in I Can Only Imagine 1. This is talking about how Bart had some things happen in his life, you in your life. Give us a little background of how that merged to make you decide to do this song, what this whole movie is about.
Yeah, I mean, apparently in this movie, I'm really good looking. So I don't want to just jump past that because it's hard being this good looking in this movie. A guy named Milo Ventimiglia plays me. He was on Gilmore Girls and Heroes and This Is Us. And so he's just a gorgeous human. So I keep telling my wife, babe, do you see how good looking I am? So I've Bart and Shannon have been MercyMe, have been best friends for years with us. And so we got to walk with them through the first movie. And so this one has been really special doing it with them. And now the story is about them and about us. And I had written a song with a friend named Crystal Lewis years ago. And my record label didn't want this song and they just didn't think it was that good. I'm like, you guys, this song is really good. It's a song about so many things, but about sorrow and holding the tension. And I remember saying to them, okay, then I guess this is just a song that I get to pray in the middle of my dark nights of the soul. And we'll get into it a little bit, but I was given 5 years to live 25 years ago with incurable cancer, stage 4 tumors on my liver still to this day, wearing out my heart, but I got to wake up again today. So the song really was written out of a hard appointment for me. And yet I had this thought that this song was for my friend Bart, but I would never go to my friend Bart and say, hey, you should play this song. And so he's in my studio one day and he almost says the chorus almost verbatim. And he had never heard this song before, and talking about a son with diabetes and just what a rough season it was for him. And he and I ended up rewriting this song together. And then, well, the rest is history. Song is called Even If. And it's kind of out of both of our pain and sorrow and trying to figure out, how does God work in the midst of these things? What's our posture in the middle of sorrow and pain? So that's kind of what the story is about.
Which everyone will relate to that. Everyone will relate to it. You know, I was going to mention that Milo, not bad having him play here. I mean, that'd be a proud moment in my life for sure.
Milo is one of the best. He's such a great actor, And I mean, so good so that I'm watching him play me and I'm like, I do that all the time. These dumb mannerisms. And I'm like, that's embarrassing. I got to stop doing that, but so fun.
I was going to ask, because you and Milo spent a lot of time together, him hearing your story. Was it interesting watching him portray you on screen? Was it interesting watching him go through those emotional moments and things you went through?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, fun and funny because he says things that I would totally say that are embarrassing and shouldn't be said. But also there are some really powerful moments of watching myself from outside of myself. Like, I wish everybody could have this experience to see themselves outside of themselves. And I got to watch him struggling with some cancer things on there that I just sat there and I cried watching the filming, thinking, I'm so sorry, Tim. I'm sorry that you had to walk through that. That's heavy. And so I almost had a different kind of empathy for myself, compassion for myself that I'd never had before, even for my wife. So that was really, really beautiful.
And let's talk about who plays Hillary in the movie, because that's not so bad either, is it?
It's total. So it's Ariel Kebbel is her name. She was also in Gilmore Girls and a ton of shows. And she is a beautiful woman, but a beautiful soul as well. So her and Hillary got a lot of time together. And there are some parts in the movie that I still cry. I've seen it 850,000 times now. And I still will cry at certain parts that she plays my wife, because I see my wife in a new way just watching this movie.
Wow. Okay. I have to say, now that you've seen it 850,000 times, what is there a certain scene or two that we can watch for and that's your favorite, or it's like really means like you love that moment in the film? Like, wow, that was so much interesting watching it.
Yeah. I mean, there's some jokes in there that I think are really funny that I'm like, now that's something I would say, and that's very dumb and funny. But I think there are a few moments with my wife that, again, make me cry every time. You'll watch me try to write an X on her wrist, which I'll explain in a second. I write an X on my wrist every morning that I wake up because I got another day. And the X just stood for the Christ years ago. And so it's just my reminder, my little thing that I've done for so long. Just, Tim, you woke up again today. You're not supposed to be here, but Jesus, what do you have today? I'm just going to join you today. So that's been my own little practice. But there's a moment when I want to write it on her wrist kind of as a joke. And she's like, I'm not ready for this. And my wife went through a real big wrestling match with God over me having 5 years to live. And so then there's another moment when we're in the hospital together and she writes the X on her wrist. And it's just, I still just full on tear up. Although those are really special to me.
Okay, so then warning, people should bring tissues to the theater, right?
Yeah, as far as I've seen at every screener, people are bawling and laughing, so.
But people are also doing the X on their wrist. I've been seeing social media go crazy with this.
How cool is that? That's something I just done myself as a practice of saying, Jesus, you have my attention today, is now something that millions of people are going to do. So in whatever practice that comes with you. So if the X is good for you, then do that. If it's wearing your watch on a different arm, but just as we wake up, we say, Jesus, you woke me up again. How do I join you today?
And you've written a book too, haven't you? Which can even explore it further.
Yeah, and my wife and I, thanks for saying that. My wife and I've got this flat Tim that we'll go all over Europe and all these different places with, just bring this everywhere. But the book is called Waking Up Again, and my wife and I got to write this together, and it's part of our journey. It's a bunch of little stories. Hopefully you will laugh a ton, you'll cry, and I think you'll also be encouraged to figure out, how do I wake up and join Jesus? Like, what's that practically look like? So it's really practical and fun. And so if you want to check that out, it's called Waking Up Again, A Journey to Grief and Gratitude.
And let's talk about working with Erwin Brother, because I'm telling you, they are, I did a set visit, and it was so exciting to see all of you in your head, Kevin and everyone else, Kevin Downs and others. Cindy, I know Cindy for years. In fact, I was an extra in her first movie, Extreme Days. So that's how long I meant. But it was exciting. It was like being with the whole gang again, being on set there. Did you just have the best time with that group?
Yeah, and those are all really close friends of mine, which is really fun, actually, just to be a part of this thing with my friends. Even with Bart and Shannon, they're our best friends. And then Andy Irwin is just a legend of a human.
Yes.
And Brent McCorkle and that whole crew is just, they're beautiful people. So when they asked if we could tell your story, it was like, actually, I trust you. So my wife said, I've got one thing, don't make it cheesy. That was her main thing. Don't make it cheesy. And I think they did a great job.
Okay, I have to ask, did they dub Milo? Did they dub your voice for Milo, or did he really get out there and sing?
He did sing. So they kind of like melded our voices together somehow, some kind of voodoo to make that happen. But it's really kind of cool. And I think it works.
Yes, I'm hoping it's going to be amazing.
Learning to play guitar, kick drum, tambourine, and the harmonium, and sing and lead a whole crowd. I mean, that's what I do for a living and how I do. But he had to learn all these things, and he nailed it.
Wow.
Wasn't it cool?
No, but that's cool and huge that an actor, it's one thing when they learn to play the piano for a role or fake playing the guitar or whatever, but you really do that. And they did a live performance too, didn't you, for a live audience?
Yep, a bunch of them.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a big scene at Red Rocks, which you'll want to go to the theater to see because it's stunning.
Yeah, Red Rocks. I mean, years ago, people loved to go to concerts. I mean, when I was younger, I did concerts there. It was amazing. But wow, that's going to be fun to see. This is exciting. All right, you're in the midst of this. What's next for Tim Timmoms? What are you doing now that we can follow and pray for you and follow what you and Hillary are doing?
Thank you. I appreciate that. So a book, Waking Up Again, please go. You can get it, pre-order it now. It comes out March 3rd, I think, but you can pre-order it now. I have a bunch of music coming out, the prayers that I get to write, so you can check that stuff out, but hopefully those will encourage you. I have a thing called, and I'll be on the road with MercyMe for a year, basically. So hopefully we'll come to your town, wherever you guys are.
Dallas, Fort Worth.
Who knows where we're going. We're going all over the place. But I have a thing called 10,000 Minutes, and it's a nonprofit that I run. There are 10,080 minutes in a week, and 80 of those minutes are spent in a church gathering, if you're into that. And which are great, but they're 10,000 minutes until we gather again. And I'm awesome in those 80 minutes, but how do we practice the way of Jesus in the 10,000 minutes? So if you ever want to check out 10,000 minutes, there's a ton of encouraging things on there. And the book's kind of talking a lot about that stuff too. So that would be stuff that you can jump in with us.
And before we go, Tim, I have to ask, where are you on your prognosis? I mean, that was 25 years ago? I mean, the doctor said, oh, no, it's okay now? Or is it truly a miracle every day? I know you're waking up every day, but honestly, where are you?
Yeah, I don't know. My tumors have not grown again this year. We just found out. So today I celebrate that. Tomorrow, if they grow, then we deal with that. We deal with what's in front of us. Like Jesus knew what he was talking about when he said, just deal with today. What's in front of you today. Join me in whatever's in front of you today. So at the moment, my tumors haven't grown and I get to wake up again. And tomorrow, we'll see.
As we all should. So even if something else happens. We know that you lived your life to the fullest every day and every minute. Tim Timmons, thank you so much for being with us. I was such a thrill to be able to see you and talk to you again, and look forward to seeing this movie and promoting it, and what else God has for you. What's next? We'll look forward to that too. God bless.
Cool.
What makes Capernaum Studios different from other movie studios? We believe in empowering filmmakers to make stories that matter, inspire, uplift, and transform lives. From historically authentic sets to state-of-the-art, fully equipped sound stages, we offer immersive LED and green screen stages, ICVFX virtual production, period to modern sets, a first-century village featured in The Chosen, and much more. We provide everything filmmakers need to focus on what matters in making their vision a reality, producing meaningful content affordably without compromising creativity. Discovering what's possible when creativity meets purpose. Capernaum Studios, empowering filmmakers to make dreams a reality.
If you're looking for a movie with nostalgic charm and a great message, you got to see Jesus Freaks. It is based on a true story about love, faith, and the power of the Holy Spirit that rocked the world 50 years ago during the Jesus Revolution. Written and directed by Nina May, it features Sam and Kevin Sorbo. It is available at JesusFreaksMovie.com and Amazon Prime. I'm telling you, you're gonna love this movie. Get it today at JesusFreaksMovie.com or Amazon. Welcome back, Holly. Another wonderful interview, of course.
Thank you. I just love him. I was so touched by how he still does an X to this very day, and how he talked about his cancer. I mean, he's still saying, I don't know why he's still making it live, but just shows you what faith can do, folks, what faith can do. Now, my next interview
I did notice, though, that he got a little emotional when you asked him that question about the cancer. I mean, he took off his glasses, and it touched him in some way to, I guess, to kind of have to talk about it a little bit.
Well, I don't know how many of the people have asked him, but I was so touched that he was appreciative of that, and he still gets to tell his testimony story. The next interview is with Bart Millard. Now, of course, John Michael Finley plays him, and I can only imagine the first movie and again in this one. And I'm telling you, he delivered amazing performance. The song at the end, even if it'll touch you. You just want to stand up and clap in the theater. But I tell you, the interview with Bart is equally as interesting because he gave a lot of behind the scenes on what went on during filming. I loved it.
All right, well, let's take a look at that.
Well, welcome, Bart, to Faiith On Film. So happy to have you. Delighted to have you, actually. I know you're tight on today and you've got a lot of interviews going on, but I have to tell you, did you know that you are the only Christian singer who's had 2 movies about him done? You're it. That's it. There's nobody else. You
don't think I knew that.
Yeah, I looked it up. Jeremy Camp and you've got 2 now. So you're the one. So with that in mind, how is it to see your whole life played out on film as an example? But it's inspired so many people, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot of people are like, man, I don't know how you do it. And I'm like, man, I've been in a band for 32 years and been a storyteller, and I've been sharing these stories on stage, whether it's in a song or between songs, for a long time. Like, me getting it out to people has been incredibly therapeutic for most of my life. And so making a film is definitely a different platform I'm not used to, but same formula. I mean, it's like, my grandmother always said, don't let your hurt go in vain. And for me, it's been trying to get my story out so that people don't feel like they're as alone as they might feel sometimes, and that we have more in common than they realize.
Andy, I interviewed him, and he told me how he had a chance to write a line in the scene that he felt was really important in the hospital about feeling the father thing. Tell a little bit about that. That was a good line, I thought, that he delivered.
Yeah, he, Andy will say he's not a writer, but I mean, we're all storytellers on a certain level. And so I didn't find out about the lines he wrote until at least after the scene. In fact, on a couple of those, I was like, man, that line, he was like, okay, I'm going to tell you, I wrote it. He was like, oh, really? Yeah, but he wears his heart. They both wear their hearts on their sleeves, and they're just very talented. And yeah, that's just Andy. Andy, he has a great sense of just like, hey, this scene is is so good, and then he'll just find this line that pushes over the edge. They both do that, and yeah.
And it was about feeling inadequate as a father. And I mean, you really felt that, right?
Yeah, the whole scene of just, I think Sam got the wrong dad, and I don't know how to, my dad, I don't know how to do this. My dad died right when he was getting good. Like that whole scene, like I said, a lot of that wasn't in the script. And now I will say that I guess I enjoy it now, but they love not cluing, because I'm a producer on this. They love not filling me in until I see it for the first edit. And so that whole scene was completely different than what I thought it was going to be. And it wrecked me. Like,
yes.
The things that were said were like, that wasn't in the original script, but it's like, it's everything that I wanted to say. And they did a beautiful job with, they handled it with kid gloves and did a great job.
The song, Even If. Now, I know that Timmoms helped you with this song. Did he do the music? Did he do the words? Did you both do it? Just kind of explain, because that song has been going through my mind since I watched it. I'm not kidding you. I go to sleep with it. I wake up with it, and I love it because the words are powerful. The words, so that chorus is so powerful. Just explain, because I really want to know, like, who did what?
Sure. Yeah. Without giving too much away from the movie, Tim had tried to write the song about 5 years before the scene in the movie, and came up with a chorus. And in fact, if you watch the movie in the theater, and if you stay through all the credits, there's like an extra bonus scene. Then they play a couple of songs, and one is "Make It Well," the single we wrote for the movie, and then the last thing is Tim's original demo of the song that he gave to me. Like they play the actual audio, and you can hear like, wow, lyrics change or whatever, and that'll show you exactly what he was working on when he passed it over to me. It was just fragments here and there. Like he didn't have the verses. He had one half of the chorus, and then it went to somewhere else on the back half of it. And so, but it was, the melody, the idea was there. And that's the whole point of that moment when we were together, when I was complaining about my son's diabetes and how just like no one can understand what I'm going through. It's kind of when he just said, just listen to this. And he said, I tried to write the same song 5 years ago, and it wrecked me.
You and Shannon, your wife, you guys wrote a book, co-authored, Even If, right?
We did, yeah. During the first film, I didn't know how everything worked, and I realized they're trying to cram most of my life into less than 2 hours of a movie. And so I was the one going, well, that's not exactly how it happened. Like, I was not complaining, but I always speak up, and they're like, okay, dude, you need to settle down because this is how it works. But in that, somebody suggested, man, you should write a book. Because I'm always the guy, when I watch a true story or a true movie, I'm Googling like what happens next and wanting more information. And so somebody said, you should write a book during the process just so you can have an outlet to explain, well, when my mom left, this is exactly what happened. It's very quick in the movie. And it was so therapeutic and so enjoyable that we decided we were going to do the same thing again while this movie is being made. And my wife, who contributed in the first book, just like a one-page, my wife's perspective, she brought so much to this book that it wasn't until the end where we were all like, he's an author to this book. Like, this is not just... And so her involvement was never to be an author, but by the time she was finished, I was like, she wrote half this book, guys. Like, so yeah, it was very therapeutic for us. It's kind of it's a sort of a companion to the movie, and explains a lot of things that just there wasn't enough time to explain. And yeah, we had such a great response in the first one. We just thought we should do it again. And I'm telling you, it may be more therapeutic in the movie for me to walk through all of that and proofread over and over and just it was an enjoyable and painful but overall good experience.
Even If, Trusting God Through the Fire is the name of the book. Now, I've got to ask you, as a producer, your favorite scene. What is the one that you kind of have seen the second movie now that is just close to your heart?
One is the Blood Brothers scene, and my son being a diabetic, and in real life, we were on a tour bus and we were joking about how much the finger prick is the worst part of being a diabetic. It's worse than the shot. And they were like, oh, whatever. And so we did force them all to poke their fingers, and they started whining like little, like like babies. And it was amazing. And it was one of those moments where it kind of brought my son, and we were on the same side at that point, laughing at them. Well, when they were writing the script, you know, a bus breaking down and sitting on the side of the road, there's so many things that had truly happened that Brent McCorkle, the writer, decided, like, let's make this thing work all together and get all these moments together. And so I remember on set watching, and when they prick their fingers and one of them yells, blood brothers, what say ye? And they all come in, you know, mainly for my son. I was on set and I had to walk away because I was sobbing so hard. I thought I was going to ruin the scene. It was so beautiful. And it just, that one scene represented what my bandmates have been to my son since the day he was born. Like, they're the crazy uncles. Sam's 24 now, and we're still in a band, and they're just extended fathers to him. And so that, it's just what that scene summed up was emotionally was overwhelming.
Oh, I love knowing that. Absolutely. And last question is, you know, MercyMe, my gosh, like you said, you guys have been together for so long. What do they think about this movie being represented again?
I think they enjoy, you know, the last one was, you know, a lot of my childhood and kind of the early years of MercyMe. And this one, I'm like, hey, dude, we're in a band the whole time. And so they've really enjoyed it. Like, they didn't show up on set much the first time, but they were on set quite a bit this time and become dear friends with the guys that play them. Like, I'm actually trying to convince somebody, Lionsgate or Kingdom, the chemistry with the band is so good and with Brickle is so good that I'm like, man, somebody should make a series, just like, you know, Ted Lasso type, because we have so many stories of just train wrecks that we've been dealt with being a band for 32 years. I'm like, you know, I'm trying to hit hard. Not that I don't want people get tired of MercyMe, but those actors and the stories and the chemistry they had would just make it a funny show. And so the bandmates are all in. They've really enjoyed it this time.
That's, first of all, a great idea. And second of all, Bart Millard, no one is going to get tired of MercyMe. We love you. I love this movie. I hope everyone goes to see it. I know it's going to be amazing and touch so many lives like the first one did. And thank you for your time today. So appreciate you. Love you as a brother in Christ, and just wishing you the best.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Isaac, don't you just love what they had to say? We did interviews with two different people that you're not going to hear that in other places. We have behind-the-scenes insights into the movie I Can Only Imagine too. Folks, even if you haven't seen the first one, go see this one. It stands alone. It is phenomenal. Father-son relationship, friendship relationship, overcoming illness, the grief with even if I'm going through this, you're still there. I mean, so many things. It just is a wonderful movie to go see, and I hope all of you will.
I hope so, too. Well, Holly, that does it for today, though.
Oh, wow. It was a quick show. It feels like.
Folks, don't forget to check out our website, faithonfilmtv.com. That's faithonfilmtv.com. Until next week, take care.
Write to us at faithonfilmtv@gmail.com. That's faithonfilmtv@gmail.com. And follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X at faithonfilmtv. Also, visit our website, faithonfilmtv.com. That's faithonfilmtv.com, where you'll find links to all of our past shows and much more.